hello people in the Facebook land over there. So what am I doing? Okay, got me a ruler for nothing. This is a mango Minotaur body right here. See that? Yes. Okay. Okay, mango. Okay, so disclaimer: I am not a professional painter, but for these prototypes that I'm doing, I'm doing it. I used to do this many moons ago when I was a young punk, but guess not. But first step is I take the body down to a 320 grit. Look at that curl. This is gonna be crazy. You know, try and get off all the dust from the sanding in the holes. Try and get it all cleaned up. You see all the dust, right? So one of my first steps before I do anything is I take a 400 grit sandpaper, fold it up, kind of a messy process, and I get some naphtha, and I guess what I could do is I'll pour some naphtha in here, okay? And when you're done, you can drink it. No. Okay, naphtha. And I prepare my surface for the poly coat that I'm gonna spray on later, but I'm gonna show you my process of what I'm doing. So when you have the wood, right, and you don't wanna add water, but this is like a trick way to wet sand the guitar. So when you start putting this stuff on, it's gonna raise up the grains that in the wood. But it doesn't act like, it's not gonna treat it like water, right? So I get the 400 grit and I kind of just sand it down. See, I already did this with a 320. I'm hitting it with a 400 grit now. And what it's doing is it's raising up the grain, and I get to sand all that flush before I apply my my rub poly on there. So might be a boring video, but just wanted to show you the process that I go through with the bodies, or basically the end result is the finish, or the finish that I'm trying to achieve is going to be the finish that our master sprayer is going to kind of perfect more than I do. But again, these are the prototypes of the guitars. There will be some design changes and stuff as well. But I just wanted you to see kind of what I do. You know, so I did probably about 9 of these bodies already. Not this body, but the Trident. I've done four of them already with the same process. I really like how the clear coat comes out on it after doing this step. Again, it's not water. I'm not soaking the wood. It's evaporating as I'm doing this. And you just want to, again, kind of let the grain rise and take it down. So with the body, with the mango bodies, there's a little beetle bug that comes in, and it's not a termite, but it comes in and it eats little holes. It makes little holes inside the wood, which I think is kind of a cool thing. But it's not termites, mind you. I'm not having termite guitars, trust me. But again, just part of the design, I guess, because it looks really cool, and I think it's part of the feature of the guitar, you know. Like this one, there was probably about 7 little beetle holes. Not sure if you'll be able to see them, but they're really tiny little dots. But you can kind of see what it looks like wet, right? I mean, woo, look at that curly curls. Oh my goodness, this one's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be a pretty Minotaur. Okay. So again. So I was talking with famous woodworker, or very, very prominent woodworker in the community. And I was asking him, I was like, hey, so I heard Monkey Pod is gonna be the next koa, you know, because koa is like super rare, super expensive, right? And we're gonna have koa guitars as well. But for me, it's hard just because all the pieces for a body need to be super extreme for me, I guess. It has to be super unique. So I think in my other video I was telling people that, you know, even though I might have a 4-foot by 10-foot board of koa or mango, I might only get 2 bodies out of the whole deal, you know, because that's the only pieces that I'd want to see on a body. And that's just going to give you straight grain, you know. It all has to have some craziness going on to it, just because that's how I want to do it. And it looks way better. You know, I mean, there's a lot of koa guitars out there, and yet there's some very pretty ones going on. But if you notice the grain, super straight, super tight, you know, it's not curly. It doesn't have so much modulary rays in it. It doesn't have any coolness to it. It's just a straight grain koa, which is the undesirable. Actually, for me, it's the undesirable part of the tree. So if it ain't curly, you kind of like, I'm not gonna use it. So you can get them high-priced koa instruments and not have a cool grain. It's just another guitar to me. I'm not sure how long this video is gonna be, but for you to kind of just see the process of the attention and the love the guitar gets before I even put anything on it. Again, I take my time doing it. You know, so right now we're prototyping all the necks for the stuff. I don't know if you guys saw my wife Blue's bass we did. It was a mahogany body. That one came out really sweet. Super excited. And so again, we're gonna have guitars, and we're only making one kind of bass, a 3/4 scale bass, just so people can have a high-end 3/4 scale bass. Honestly, for the guitar players that track their own bass, super easy to play. Proper string tension is the only thing you gotta, you know, put on there, which will be coming out with the guitars as well. Strings that I'll be using on all the guitars and basses are skull strings, and that's going to be the main strings, the only strings I think I'm putting on any of the guitars, because I love skull strings. I'm not sure if you guys are asking any questions. Man, mean brother, woo, my brother Nate Gomes. Nate Gomes, like his page. Awesome musician, song creator, writer. Went to high school together. It's my brother right now, you know. But you know, if you guys want to ask questions, I might have to read and then watch and read. So, you know, don't mind. Again, I'm just showing you the process, answering any of you guys' questions you guys may have about Augustine guitars or Augustine custom guitars and one bass. You know, one bass is all I want to do. But almost there, guys. Almost there. And you guys like my little tail? Yeah, I like my tails. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Catch the rounds. Catch the little, the ninkle over here. Catch the bow tie real quick. It's not a bow tie, but I got this idea from my '67 Camaro's hood scoop. You guys know me. I have Camaros and I love my Camaros. But let me show you this piece. So how I got the idea, so if you look at a 67 Camaro, it's gonna have this is what the hood does, okay? Gives you this kind of cool thing like that. So just wanted to share. Okay, so I think I am pretty happy. You know, you can double check it. You can go around, make sure you kind of feel, you're gonna feel the grit change. That's why, again, disclaimer, I am not a professional at anything, but I used to do body work and stuff when I was younger. So to me, it's a lot easier to do on a guitar than a car. Okay, so you really want to focus on the front the most, you know, but again, kind of give you an idea what it's going to look like. I'll show you guys what it's going to look like right now, people. So I'm done with the NAFTA, step one. And then we want to get some, mineral spirits and wipe off all the dust and the powder. You know, just to show you guys what it would look like. This is just a small idea of what it's gonna look like before I even start hitting it with the poly. But oh yeah, so I was talking to that woodworker guy and asking him what's the next big wood, what's the big deal wood that's coming out, because koa is going to go, or any choice slabs of koa will be gone. So here you guys go. You see that? That's some pattern for you people. Again, Augustine Custom Guitars, we want, or I want, you guys to have a complete one-off that nobody else will have. I do not want to do 20 guitars that look like this. You know what I mean? And that's kind of not the purpose of why we're doing this company. It's to create super unique art pieces of functional instruments that for the collector, for anyone that wants a really beautiful guitar can have. Again, I pick all the pieces myself. Every piece that comes out will be hand selected by me. So you will have a 6A quality piece of wood. Here's the back. Just to kind of give you guys an idea. Okay. Again, complete one-off guitar that no one will have. Okay. Once you see it, it's gone. Okay. Hold on. Here's another one, right? Here's a Minotaur, complete one-off guitar that will be the only guitar that looks like this. There will be no guitar that'll look like this. So it's completely custom. All right. I play music, but you know, I'm using my phone for all this stuff. So I try and clean down the table a little bit with this stuff. Now, I will show you my process on how, or before I start spraying the guitar, what is my process? So first step was get the guitar down to 320 grit. Try and take care of imperfections. Try and keep your stuff all level, clean, smooth, okay? And then this is the messy one. This is the messy part. I actually like this part, but it's very messy, so this is what I put down, because there's not a nice way to do this, okay? So, let me see. Okay, you guys can see? Oh, it's better here. Okay, let me get this more out. There. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. Michael Gala goes, dude, you're rocking, man. Thank you. Okay, so I got me some rub-in poly solution here and another 400 grit paper. Okay, I should have a rag here, but I'll figure that part out when we get there. So again, get the bodies down to 320 grit. Do a wet sand with naphtha. It's actually like a varnish thinner, basically, and it raises up the grain. Sand the grain flush. Now you have a smooth top to work with, and you can now begin starting to rub in your poly. So since I'm gonna start with the back first. Okay, this thing's like, this is goop, okay? Some gooey stuff, right? And then, I don't know if you can see that though. So I'm going to sand this in with pressure. And what this does is create a slurry of fine powder to act as a grain sealer. And so, you know, I could have put grain sealer on here, and what it does is it kind of levels out the surface. But when you use a grain sealer, you are also changing the color of the wood. It will kind of put a different, you know, undesirable look for me. Kind of comes out like with white and stuff. Though it says it dries clear, it doesn't. And when you have some crazy looking grain like this, you really don't want to mess around and screw up your what the guitar is supposed to, the colors, the true color is supposed to come out as, you know. Again, this is again my process of what I do, or what I'm doing right now, until we get the main guy to come in and start doing all this for me and trying to get these prototypes finalized and perfect as I can make it. It's hard because I'm picky, and it honestly needs to feel better than any guitar I have, which is hard because I have great guitars. And but that's what the prototypes are for me to go through my, what is that? What can I say? Oh, my nagging moment, you know, like, oh no, I need this, and you know, my prima donna, my guitar's got to do this. And, people ask, are all my guitars only going to be Evertune? The prototypes, yes. The custom orders, it's gonna be what people order. You know, if they want a Floyd Rose, they want a hip shot bridge, they want basic stuff on there. It's gonna be kind of, hopefully we're gonna get the website set up where it's a click to order, kind of like what you want on it. You're gonna pick the woods, you're gonna pick what kind of neck you want, what kind of fretboard you want, and you know, what kind of bridge, what kind of pickups. Because everyone, you know, I'm gonna load stuff on my guitars that I like, that I'm used to with pickups and stuff like that. Again, I don't know how these are gonna sound with the pickups that I like, so I might my normal. So for Seymour Duncan, I use a super distortion and a jazz on the neck, and those have been my staple for probably over 20 years. Honestly, think about it. They just seem to work for the musical preference or style that I do play, and the kind of songs that I create. So this thing, if you can see it, it's really gooey. Okay, so it's one of them. Wear gloves. Again, try and sand it in to the wood. And eventually, it's going to start getting really tacky. So like, you can hear like, this still got some love I gotta do over here. But it's gonna start getting really tacky and sticky and real rubbery. And that's when you gotta wipe it off, okay? But kind of getting, oh, you see, the sandpaper's getting stuck. So I will go and grab me, I don't know if this is gonna work. This shop towels is not as good as my other ones, but we'll see how this works. And you go in there and you buff it off while it's wet and sticky. And what you're doing again is you're pushing it in there into the wood, and that slurry that you created will level off the guitar, you know what I mean? So I never did this on a live, but I figure share with people what's happening on my process. Is that my honey?
No, I didn't know you were live.
Oh yeah, no, I stay showing people the stages and the steps on each guitar.
Staring at you.
Huh? Oh, you're staring at me? Oh, I was getting stared at by the hot lady in the back. So wipe it all off because you do not want it to dry as a run or a lumpy lump, right? So wipe it all off. And I will lift up this piece so you guys can see. I actually like this look. You know, the glass look is really cool. But here you go. This is just the rub-in. And I do two sand versions, but I like this finish, honestly. But the Minotaur you saw earlier was sprayed finish. It was super glossy. But I really like how this comes out like this. It's like a satin to me. And you like that? Yeah. Sexy. Okay, so now I take it over to the sides. Again, this is really messy. It gets gooey everywhere. So I kind of smear on the gel. And on the edges, you want to try and rub in little circles to get it to kind of cut grit. You hear it? You hear that? That's how. You hear that? So I'm cutting that grain against itself, and I'm pushing pretty hard, and I'm working it into the wood. I'm actually kind of trying to force this poly in there. So I think one of my classmates, Dustin Tevez, asked me what was I using as my finish. This is how I did that finish. How I did the Minotaur. So the Minotaur you saw earlier, the shiny one, was done with these stages being done to it. And you want to keep kind of working it until it gets sticky. Because once it starts getting sticky, that's when you know it's actually settling into that grain. Here I am talking like I know what the hell I'm doing. But I'm just telling you what works for me, okay? Don't don't get all, you know. I make mistakes too. Oh God, I make mistakes. So just glad I have an awesome company that works through my works with my mistakes that I make. But they're awesome. I'm really happy that they chose to go with me. And I have a cat over here. Her name is Pawsy. Anyone know why I called her Pawsy? Yes, she has paws. No, not because she's a cat, because I like Camaros. And in a good Camaro or good cars or race cars, they have Pawsy traction in them. And, ooh, this one came out really nice, the wood, man. Wow. You know what I told the owners that are backing me in this company, RK Woods, I told them the problem is gonna be, the guitars are gonna be amazing. They're gonna be super crazy, but the problem is going to be me not wanting to get rid of them. I'm gonna wanna keep every guitar we make, because everyone's gonna be special. Who's that? Ryan Sampate, my brother. Gotta do the Reverend Chocolate signature. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have to have the Reverend come to the shop and design a custom, you know? That'd be mean, right? You go build a custom, your own shape, whatever you want. But, okay, so I did that one. I know you guys are waiting for the front. So am I. So am I. I'm waiting for the front, because that's the $1 million. That's $1 million. I just did that, didn't I? I just did that. See, I make mistakes. I already did this. I already did this side. Okay. So, this side. Okay. Oh, I just lost my paper. Oh my goodness. Okay. So again, I kind of rub this gooey gel along the areas that I'm going to be sanding. And you know, don't get scared. Use your thumb, your finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, or your pinky finger. Use all your fingers, okay? Because you know I'm sore. It actually hurts. This bug is cramping in my hand, and you know, but it's a labor of love, labor of love, labor of love. You just wanna get it right. You hear it? Oh, breaking the grip. Yeah, get in there, Polly. You get in there, Polly. Polly wanna get in the wood? Yeah. Polly like it. Okay. Oh, it's stuck already. Look at that. That bugger's stuck. Got more. This is workshop towels, nothing special. Just lost that paper towel too. Okay. And you wanna rub it off. You don't want stuff. You do not want this poly drying on areas you already finished, because then you're gonna have this gigantic gooey glob of run on there. So after I do the whole guitar, I go back through the whole guitar and I buff it off again to make sure that this is a thin slurry coat that gets put into the guitar. Okay. Now what we got left? We have the horn. You guys like the horn? How many of you guys like the horn? I like the horn. The horn's not a straight horn. There's a little, I call it a nibble right here. You know, there's a nibble in there. So I'm gonna get that horn, you know, simple. You hear that drip? I'm pushing down hard, I'm sweating, okay? Just wanting to show you guys the process again for those of you who just clicked on now. I want to make sure you guys know that a lot of attention and detail are gonna go into these guitars. They'll all be quality checked by myself. So I told the owner, you know, it'd be cool. I'll find something wrong with every single guitar so I can keep it. But no, I'm gonna have to sell it. You know, that's why we're making these things to share with you guys. A really beautiful wood. For those of you Gen Xer or baby boomer that wants to collect a super high-end antique instrument, we are here. We are here for you too. Okay, so right on. We are going to get to the top now. Wipe off all the excess as you can, because it's hard. Everything's sticky. My table is sticky, but now we are on the top. I need to wipe the horn. How's that? So you kind of see the back, the sides, the top I didn't do yet. Okay. Whew. Now for the glory. Are you guys ready for the glory? I am. Let's do this. It's for the glory. It's for the glory. Okay, gonna get this nice, evenly spread out there. Okay. Let's start working it in. You can do small circles to cut it in better. You can hear where it kind of got a lot of swelling going on in that grit area. And eventually it's getting sticky. The more slurry I create, the faster it's getting sticky. Hope you guys are all enjoying your guys' Friday. I got to drive to the other side of the island today and get my Camaro rear end sandblasted. I came home and I sprayed it down with some chassis paint. You know, I spend a little more time on the top because it's the, you know, that's the showpiece, right? That's where everyone's going to see the grain that was selected. My son's riding his moped. He got a ruckus for his birthday, and he loves that thing. He drives it all over the place. So usually after my second coat of the poly, I do this twice, right? I'll spray on one thin coat of poly onto it to start off. So it's a light mist, a light coat. It's a light coat of poly. In there, put it in. Oh, this bug is getting sticky already. So if you start going on it, start getting sticky on you again, you're just gonna have a harder time taking it off, or you can wipe it off now and continue on the areas you still gotta focus on. Again, I really like this satin look. It could be considered lazy, but hey, it depends on what you want, you know? Again, when you're going back down the tone, it's, you know, you don't want the paint super thick, because now you just, I mean, honestly, you put a condom over your guitar and it's not gonna sound like the wood. There's that whole debate on tone woods. Is it pickup? Is it wood? Tell you what, it's the wood. Okay, pickups are great. They transfer the sound from the strings, which is what? Vibrating and resonating through the body. So if you have a soft pour body, right? A lightweight body, it's gonna sound a little bit more acoustic. When you have a really hardwood as a body, it's gonna almost sound sterile. Not sterile, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, it's not gonna, you kind of got to treat it like an acoustic when you think about it. Certain woods will resonate and some won't. So I'm gonna buff this off and show you guys what happens when you sand, and what they call this is a rubbing poly into the body. Again, this is once you start, you have to go and commit to finishing your job. So it all goes on at the same time, your first coat. You know, I don't have to keep reusing the same towel, but I dropped mine on the ground, my roll, and again, it's gonna get hard to come off. So you really want to rub it and polish it in. Again, I am sweating doing this, but the hard work pays off. And you see the finish. I'm gonna grab more paper towel. And this would conclude this video after I'm done with this. And thank you for stopping by at Augustine Custom Guitars. I am Jeremiah Augustine, and I'm here creating these guitars for y'all. Trying to give the world another option in buying a guitar. A high-end, fully Hawaiian wood exotic, one of a kind. You will be guaranteed to have the only one like it. Okay, now this is just, get good shop towels, people. Because this bugger is just giving me action right here. Okay, people, here you go. This is the first stage. So this is, again, coming from a 320 grit sand on the body. Tried to plug all the beetle bug holes, that little 8 little beetles in there. One of a kind. Look at that curl. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what the wood's wanting to do. That's natural. This is mango. This is, again, stage 1 of rubbing in poly. So what I will do now is I will hang this up. I'll let this kind of cure for about 25-30 minutes, and then I'm going to hit it again with the sandpaper, create a second rub-in coat to double check. Because wood likes to absorb, right? So when you spray stuff on it, and you don't do this stage, that's why you got the grain sealer, but doing this is the same thing. What you're doing is putting a coat on, sanding it in with pressure. Your second coat comes in, it's gonna be a lot smoother when you do it. And then when you spray your first light coat, you can actually apply a coat every hour and a half, I would think. But one thing has been tricky is make sure your humidity is done right, because if it's not in the right humidity, you will have a white haze, a cloudy haze underneath the finish, and a heat gun takes care of that. But heat gun can also bubble up and blister as well your finish. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. And for those of you that want to see how this, hold on. What I would call a satin finish, I would do 2 coats of this and be done and leave it like that. But, you know, everybody wants a bling, 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 right? I know you do. This is chocolate albizia. This is mango. This you can eat. This you cannot. Again, high gloss, what I would call a satin finish. And I'd actually, after 2 coats or 3 coats of doing this rub in, the guitar would be done. Put this guitar back. But just wanted to share with everyone the stages of the guitars, you know. Right on, Mike, thank you. Yeah, you know, just take my time. Hopefully next week you guys will have a tease of the Minotaur all done and plugged in. Well, that chocolate albizia one will be plugged in. Ta-da! And also, hold on. Here is the back plates for the guitar. This is Koa. That's Koa, which I have to do the same steps too. I gotta rub in the poly and seal these as well. And for those of you wondering, this is Minotaur neck headstock. Okay, it's a 7-piece. It has wenge, maple, koa, purple heart, and what this looks like done. This is a gloss version of it, right here. I taped it off, and then this is a tongue oil finish. If you look at it, that's tongue oil. Zach Wild prefers his neck tongue oiled. I do as well. This stage, again, this is about 4 coats of tongue oil. I'm going for 10 coats on the necks, but I want to feature the chocolate albizia, right? The shine part. So gloss, tongue oil. This is Robusta. Another name for this is Swamp Mahogany fretboard. Okay, that red fretboard deal. All right, and little sneaky poo. Jang ba dang dang, bang ba dang dang. You guys likey? Hope you guys likey. I really enjoy this, and hope you guys do too. But here you go. This is the Mango Minotaur, but this headstock or this neck is actually for the other guitar that you saw that was all shiny. And tongue oil finish. Beautiful. Feels really good. Okay? But again, oh, hold on. The before and after tongue oil. Looks like a piece. Hold on, let me go read that, buddy. Okay. Looks like a piece of cedar. Oh, yeah, cool, beautiful. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, Mike. All right, you'll see this one all glossed up though. I'm pretty sure I'll take it to gloss. And thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned.